Hello everyone. Hi Abhishek, hi Kawai, hi Abstract Thinker, hello Soumyajit. Yes, you can ask your questions, but try to ask more about placements or more educational things. Hi Shruti, how are you? Hi Dhaval. Because I'm not today, I'm like really tired. I'm super tired. So basically, first let me tell you guys, I'm teaching a Vedic astrology foundational course right now. So one batch is already going on, the morning batch at 9:30. It's more of one-on-one, so I have very limited students, like almost eight class mein there's going to be two or max to max three students only, not more than that. So abhi I have started from 2 days only, so I'm open if anyone else wants to enter it or wants to learn Vedic astrology. So it's a basic course जहाँ पर आपको starting से लेकर beginning से लेकर you are going to learn how to analyze and how to predict through a chart everything which is important, be it be career, be it be marriage timing, be it be how your spouse is going to be, your ascendants, matlab starting from the seed to where you can predict gracefully. Okay, so if you guys, anyone is interested, you can just email me at contact.asastrology@gmail.com. Okay. So Venus Ketu in Revati nakshatra, Venus in Gantanta for Gemini ascendant. So for Gemini people, Pisces, just a second. Let me open the prashna along with that as well. Okay, so for Pisces, so ascendant, what were we talking about? For Gemini ascendant, Pisces is actually in the 10th house. So Venus and Ketu is in the 10th house in Revati nakshatra. First of all, if you are a male, you will have a very beautiful wife, very beautiful, very pretty, a person who doesn't even need makeup to look beautiful. ठीक है, तो अगर if you guys don't know, because I somewhere in my video where it which was about the spouses or parents, someone was writing that it was very new information for them कि that Ketu represents beauty. So that's why let me tell you guys, if Ketu is placed nicely, like in Pisces, Ketu does extremely well, and it does represents, beauty, and beauty in a very pretty manner. Okay, so that's why, first of all, a very pretty wife. Then it also tells me that your profession could be related to healing or some sort of healing. मेडिकल लाइन में भी हो सकती है हीलिंग, एस्ट्रोलॉजिकल या जो टैरो में हीलिंग होता है उस लाइन में भी हो सकती है. अनदर थिंग इज दैट यू आर वेरी अथॉरिटेटिव एंड यू हैव सम इश्यूज till the age of 26 with females. अगर आप मेल हो, अगर आप फीमेल भी हो, then also, because usually you encounter women who are very authoritative. Okay, now next, Ritu Raj, Sun, Mars and Jupiter conjunction in the 4th house. What will be the reason? So Sun, Mars and Jupiter conjunction being in the 4th house is not the best to have. Why? Because 4th house na आपका inner peace होता है. 4th house is how peaceful you are and how good of the environment you have at your home. So when you'll have Sun there, Sun is a malefic, Mars is a malefic, Jupiter अकेला बेनिफिक होके इतना ज़्यादा चेंज नहीं ला पाएगा. सो इट्स लाइक अ पर्सन वॉन्ट्स टू डोमिनेट द हाउस situation, and of course it also represents your mother. Your mother in herself is a very dominating yet very morally high individual. ओके, बट इससे ये ज़रूर पता लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं घर का माहौल इज़ क्वाइट स्ट्रिक्ट एंड देयर आर सम फाइट्स एंड सम डिस्टर्बेंस विच एक्चुअली प्लेज विद द पीस ऑफ माइंड ऑफ दिस इंडिविजुअल. राइट, रेस्ट डिपेंड्स ऑन द प्लान, ऑन द साइन प्लेसमेंट, एंड अगर साइन का लॉर्ड कहीं और है. ठीक है। अब इसके बाद अक्षय, Akshay S. Ram. I have 4 planets all in Sagittarius, Gemini rising. So you have 4 planets in your 7th house, which means that most of your work and most of your life is about interacting with people. You have a lot of karma towards other people, and it's also about marriage. 7th house marriage से related होता है, and 7th house आपका interaction with any person. That is 7th house. अगर मैं बैठी हूँ, मैं किसी से one on one interact कर रही हूँ, that person is going to behave similar to my 7th house with me. Okay, so अगर 4 planets वहाँ पे हैं, of course there's a lot of things going around within that house. So marriage में there's going to be a lot happening. Okay, then abstract thinker, please make a video on planet exchange. Okay, I'll definitely note this down. राशि परिवर्तन योग, you mean? You know, usually राशि परिवर्तन योग mostly positive ही होता है. Okay, so I'll just write it down so that when I make another video, I remember it. Next, Bikram Pathak. Ma'am, can I ask relationship related query? Definitely you can ask anything. But you know, if you mention your placements rather than mentioning your birth details, that will be a lot convenient for me. क्योंकि आज मैं सुबह से like since 9:30 I'm working continuously, and of course I have a child to take care of as well, and it's a struggle. Let me tell you, it's not easy to raise a child, and especially a newborn. Initial months तो ज़्यादा difficult रहते हैं because that's very new to you. Okay, so yeah, I'll be grateful if you guys would mention your whatever placements you want to ask about. Now Mayank Anand. Ma'am, I have Jupiter in the 7th house in Pisces sign. Ma'am, I want to know, is it a good placement or bad? See, it is actually, every placement is always neutral. मेरे हिसाब से it's not bad, it's neither bad, it's nor वर्स, और मतलब गुड भी नहीं होती है, बिल्कुल ही अच्छी भी नहीं होती है, बिल्कुल ही बुरी भी नहीं होती है वो. इसीलिए अब जब 7th house में Jupiter brings in a lot of responsibility for one individual, right? There's a lot of responsibility towards the marriage. अब क्या होता है, Jupiter suppose ascendant में है तो एक इंसान खुद बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबल फील करता है टुवर्ड्स एवरीवन. अब यही अगर 7th house में हो, then it means that your partner is actually an individual who feels responsible for everyone. But Jupiter की placement आपकी जहाँ भी जाएगी ना, heaviness goes over there. You might have also heard this कि Jupiter is a heavy planet. So wherever it goes, it brings that heaviness, it brings that responsibility. But जहाँ पर वो aspect throw करता है, वो blessings हो जाती हैं. ठीक है, तो for this individual, this person has those blessings, but there comes responsibility, and there comes some sort of like being responsible and being helpful towards the 7th house matters. तो अगर marriage है, ज़्यादातर ऐसा होता है कि जब जुपिटर बहुत अच्छी कंडीशन में 7th house में हो, इट कुड ऑल्सो लीड टू 2 मैरिजेस, बिकॉज ये बर्डन जो होता है ना, वो कभी कभी डाइजेस्ट नहीं हो पाता है. दैट डिपेंड्स आपका फर्स्ट लॉर्ड कितना स्ट्रांग है. इफ़ यू हैव अ स्ट्रांग फर्स्ट लॉर्ड, और इफ़ यू हैव अ फर्स्ट लॉर्ड विच इज़ कनेक्टेड विद दिस 7th Jupiter, that will actually help you to deal with it. But suppose you have a very different scenario, very different placement with the first lord or the first house, और ये Jupiter 7th में है Pisces में, then it could be a contradiction. तो उस वजह से it could lead to 2 marriages as well. बट ऑफकोर्स ऐसी सिचुएशन ज़रूर रहती है. अदरवाइज द अदर थिंग इज कि आपका स्पाउस काफ़ी अच्छी नेचर का होगा. शी और ही विल बी वेरी ब्यूटिफुल लुकिंग. इफ़ इट इज़ अ ही, मतलब वो मतलब इफ़ यू आर अ गाय एंड इफ इट्स अ गर्ल फॉर यू, शी इज़ गोइंग टू बी एक्सट्रीमली beautiful. If you are a girl, it's a guy for you, so he is also going to be very beautiful, not handsome but beautiful man. Okay. Sorry for my bad throat. Venus and Saturn in the 1st house for Kalpana Joshi. So Venus and Saturn in the first house, that's a very, very practical conjunction. This person doesn't want to entertain any casual things in life. Sorry. Okay. So Venus जब ascendant में होता है, a person attracts beauty. A person wants to be in a relationship. But Saturn जब साथ में आ गया, वो उसी qualities को restrict कर देगा. So this is a very practical individual, doesn't want XYZ person to just enter in their life. They are very selective. उनको किसके साथ interact करना है, किसके साथ नहीं. But when they are into someone's life, they are completely devoted to that particular person. Second thing, this conjunction works extremely well in the career. सो आप देखोगे वीनस सैटर्न आपकी बहुत हेल्प करेगा इन दीज टर्म्स दैट यू विल नो हाउ टू गेन थ्रू पीपल, बिकॉज रिमेंबर यू हैव योर सेकेंड, 7th, 10th एंड 11th लॉर्ड्स टुगेदर अगर हम काल पुरुष कुंडली से देखें. सो दिस इज अ वेरी गुड कंजंक्शन टू हैव, ऑल्दो it does delays marriage mostly अगर आपके activations नहीं हुई हैं दशा से, transit से, तो marriage 36th year में हो सकती है. Okay, next, Venus and Jupiter in the 12th house in Aries sign and Moon in the 7th house in Scorpio sign. ठीक है. Spouse characteristics. You didn't mention if you are a male or a female, like आप किसके लिए पूछ रहे हो. But let me tell you based on this कि Mars अगर moon है आपका 7th house में, तो your partner's appearance is going to be, उनका round face होगा, round ही eyes होंगी, बहुत ही charming looks होंगी, secretive appearance होंगी, eyes shiny होंगी, round eyes, and there will be a spark in their eyes. Or complexion I would say will be towards a darker skin tone. That's because you have Scorpio there. Although moon के साथ बहुत chubby and not chubby, I would say बहुत childlike appearance होती है. तो childlike appearance ज़रूर होगी, but थोड़ा सा skin tone medium to dark हो सकता है. That's because it is ruled by Mars. Rest depends कि Mars किस में है. अगर यही Mars suppose भरणी नक्षत्र में होता in the sign of Aries, then it will be a very fair complexion. और यही अगर suppose Pisces में होता, then also. Okay, so that's about the spouse's appearance. And if it's about characteristics, your partner is going to be a person who is very close to the family, who always wants to take care of everyone in their surroundings. Okay, and they'll be very emotionally attached as well. But remember, I've always seen कि जब भी 7th house में debilitated moon होता है, it has some karma, it has some darkness within it. So your partner will have something hidden from you. So there would be another face of his, or another there would be something which is hidden from the marriage. Okay, now let me, because I have so many questions now, let me choose from that. Oh, so big questions. Okay, Manjay Singh, ma'am, I have Saturn in the 11th house and it rules the 7th house, as I am a Leo ascendant. So that is basically in the sign of Gemini, right? I watched, it is a good placement, but my Saturn is retrograde. क्या मेरे desires fulfill होंगे by the spouse? Definitely, it will get fulfilled. Although अगर आपका Saturn direct placement में होता ना, तो that would have been a little more struggle. But यहाँ पर retrograde है, so that means things will happen quickly. So the growth will happen quickly. Another thing is कि your partner will have some duality within his nature. क्योंकि 7th हाउस में एक्वेरियस फॉल करता है. एक्वेरियस इज अ वेरी वेरी प्रैक्टिकल फ्यूचरिस्टिक पर्सन. and a very introvert individual as well. जबकि Gemini sign जो होता है, it's more about communication, it's more about spreading things. So Saturn जब Gemini में आ जाता है, people are really really talkative. So ये duality आता है. Sometimes he's acting practical, he or she is acting practical. Sometimes she's totally opposite. So उनको understand करना बहुत मुश्किल हो जाता है. But of course she will have a good trait so as to make friends or make communications with people so as to gain from them. Okay, next, Saturn in the 7th house in D9, and Saturn is also the dharakarka, spouses appearance and marriage age. For that you have to actually tell me the placements for D1 chart, Rituraj. Don't refer to D9 initially, just refer to D1 first. और अगर वहाँ से आंसर नहीं मिलता है तो D9 में जाते हैं हमेशा. धन्यानेश चौधरी, माई 7th लॉर्ड इज इन द 9th हाउस इन एरीज अश्विनी. पहली चीज दैट योर पार्टनर इज गोइंग टू बिलोंग टू अ डिस्टेंस. सो वो डिस्टेंस भी एटलीस्ट 100 किलोमीटर्स का होगा. इट इज नॉट गोइंग टू बी फ्रॉम द सेम स्टेट और इवन फ्रॉम द सेम सिटी या स्टेट नहीं होगा. इट विल बी फ्रॉम अ डिफरेंट स्टेट और इट कुड बी ओवरसीज ऑल्सो, दैट योर पार्टनर इज रिसाइडिंग ओवरसीज. सेकेंड थिंग कि सिंस ये एरीज में है, योर पार्टनर इज गोइंग टू बी वेरी इंडिविजुअलिस्टिक. थोड़ी सी उनके अंदर कंपेटिटिव बिहेवियर भी, थोड़ा नहीं एक्चुअली बहुत ज़्यादा कंपेटिटिव बिहेवियर होगा. एंड इट ऑल्सो मीन्स कि आपका इंटरैक्शन ना किसी गुरु या किसी ऐसे इंसान के थ्रू हो सकता है who is like a guru to you. It could be someone you respect. Okay? Yeah. Aspected by Sun and Venus. What is the physical appearance of spouse? अच्छा, physical appearance spouse की ऐसे रहेगी कि अश्विनी नक्षत्र में है, तो अश्विनी नक्षत्र के जो लोग होते हैं ना, यूजुअली दे हैव स्मॉल हाइट. उनकी हाइट बहुत लंबी नहीं होती है. सन और वीनस का एस्पेक्ट है, उसकी वजह से जो वो होगी, अपेयरेंस होगी. योर 7th लॉर्ड है क्या? सो आई डोंट नो अबाउट द प्लैनेट, बट उस पर अगर सन और वीनस का एस्पेक्ट है ऑन एरीज, दैट मीन्स दैट बहुत ही इम्पैक्टफुल पर्सनैलिटी होगी. लाइक हाउ सो एवर हर अपेयरेंसेस, शी स्टैंड्स आउट ऑफ द क्राउड. ओके, एंड अपेयरेंस वाइज हाइट छोटी होगी सिंस एरीज है. कंप्लेक्शन मुझे आई एम नॉट श्योर ऑफ बिकॉज ऑफ द प्लानिटरी प्लानट मुझे नहीं पता है 7th का. एंड इसके अलावा वैसे टॉल हाइट भी हो सकती है. टॉल इसलिए क्योंकि सन का डायरेक्ट एस्पेक्ट पड़ रहा है. रेस्ट डिपेंड्स ऑन द प्लानट एक्चुअली, राइट. और इसके अलावा व्हाट आई कैन से अबाउट द अपेयरेंस इज दैट उनका जो फेस होगा ना, दैट इज गोइंग टू बी स्मॉल. लाइक बहुत लॉन्ग फेस नहीं होगा, स्मॉल फेस विथ शार्प फीचर्स. ओके, नेक्स्ट, prediction for wife. Venus in Satabhishak, 8th house for Cancer rising. So your Venus is in the 8th house in Satabhishak. So मतलब राहु ruled nakshatra में है Venus. Venus actually, Venus in Satabhishak gives a very I would say, I won't say beautiful, but a very charming wife or husband. Howsoever, they are very scientific in nature, ठीक है, and they are very futuristic. They have that intelligence to just tell you based on their intuition. Since 8th house में है, she could be a part of occult or she would have some knowledge of occult या फिर research oriented nature होगा. And Satabhishak है, Aquarius में है, तो appearance wise you will see कि she'll be tall and लीन प्रपोर्शन होगा बॉडी का. ओके, नेक्स्ट, धारकार का सैटर्न इन लियो. सो सैटर्न in Leo is a very very contradictory position, because Leo is about leadership and Saturn is about service. So whenever a planet which is oriented towards service goes into the sign of Leo, which is more about getting attention, which is more about dramatic arts, creativity, which is about leadership. So Saturn doesn't feel very comfortable there. So this person at any cost would want to have that attention in life, would want to have that creativity and pleasurable experiences in life. So that's why it's like a person who also, when gets old, still they have that childlike personality, they have that youthfulness within them. So that's what it represents. So that means your dhara, basically, since Saturn is your dhara karka, that is actually the theme you're going to have within your marriage, because that's the nature of your spouse. Okay, so you can expect your spouse to be elder than you as well, because Saturn is the dhara karka, and since it is in Leo, these are all the traits you can see in your partner. Okay, do you consider Navamsha nakshatra? If yes, wait, what if Venus is in Rohini for a male? Yes, I do consider the nakshatras for D9 chart. So if Venus is in Rohini for a male, that means that after marriage, this person is going to enjoy and also take his wife along to enjoy. So they are going to have a very, they'll always be conscious about how their image is in the public, and they will always be conscious about how they are being represented. Okay, so sometimes if this position is afflicted, it could be over the line. It could be that at any cost they just want to appear good. Okay, so it depends on whole of the chart, but if it is in this nakshatra, it's actually a very romantic marriage life. Okay, but it could be there that if this is afflicted, these people can get, the person and the wife as well can get lured by someone else as well out of the marriage. Okay, next. Ma'am, Scorpio ascendant, 7th Lord Venus in Mula nakshatra in Sagittarius with Mars. How will be my spouse? So your spouse is going to be a go-getter. She is going, it's a male or a female? Okay, so Yash, so I'm expecting you asking for you. So Suyash, your spouse is going to be a person who just wants you to set her free, right? If you set her free, she is going to do everything within the boundary of your trust. But if you try to possess her, that is the time she is going to try to get out of it. So whenever the 7th lord, and it's 7th lord, whichever lord goes into the sign of Sagittarius, then people are actually quite optimistic. They are philosophers. They are very much connected to their roots if it's a Mula nakshatra. And it also tells me that her height is going to be tall. She's going to be very active, very sporty, always want to travel, have an adventure, love for animals and nature. Okay, but the thing is that she'll be very strong as her personality, so she doesn't want you to control her. That would be her nature. Okay, next. Gautam Pandit, Dharakarka in 11th house, Jupiter, okay, for Aries ascendant, and 7th lord in the 9th house with Mercury. But Venus is retrograde in Purvashar nakshatra, aspected by Saturn and Rahu. Okay, so your, what did you say, 7th lord 9th house में है ना, तो बिल्कुल साफ prediction होती है, the person is going to, your partner is going to belong from a distance. Okay, not at least from the same city. 100 kilometers का difference ज़रूर होता है. ठीक है, उसके बाद you are saying कि आपका जो 7th लॉर्ड है 9th हाउस में है मर्करी के साथ, और वो वीनस है, राइट, और वो रेट्रोग्रेड है पूर्वाषाढ़ नक्षत्र में. सो योर पार्टनर इज गोइंग टू लव लग्जरी एंड दे आर गोइंग टू बी वेरी एरोगेंट ऑल्सो. यू नो, पूर्वाषाढ़ पीपल, और यू टेक एनी वीनस नक्षत्र इंडिविजुअल्स, अगर आपका मून वीनस में है, आप अपने अंदर ये चीज़ देखोगे. इफ सपोज योर 7th लॉर्ड इज इन वीनस nakshatra, you'll see that in your spouse. So these people are quite arrogant. These people are, although these people are very truthful, they are believers of morals, but these people have really high self-esteem. So they get offended very, very easily, but they always want to be surrounded with their relationships. Okay, so that is going to be the nature of his spouse. Another thing that I see is, more so the chances are that you're going to have a love marriage, and after marriage there's going to be a lot of travel, a lot of, like, you and your partner, both of you are going to be two sannyasis, or not sannyasis in literal sense, but two people who are just trying to travel, go here and there, and do all the shenanigans together. Okay, so I'll take just last question for this live session, and we'll meet another time. Why we have so many questions? Jivika, 7th Lord Moon in 12th Sagittarius, Uttarashad. Okay, just a second. 7th Lord is Moon, so that means you, okay, it's in Sagittarius in Uttarashad. So your partner could belong to overseas. Okay, Dharakarka retrograde Sun is a Saturn in 5th house Taurus, spouse's nature. So your partner again will love nature, will love traveling, but he will also be very, very ambitious because it's Uttarashad nakshatra. There will be issues as well, like a person who gets angry quite easily but settles down very easily as well. He will have very much interest in creativity and in establishing his or her own business as well, since Saturn is in Taurus and it's in the 5th house. Okay, more so what I think is that the marriage is going to be the love marriage for you. Okay, and your partner's height is going to be tall. He's going to be tall, elder in age, and he will also have prominent thighs, heavy thighs, and long legs. Okay, so guys, I think that was all for today, right? So there are so many questions I'm not able to ma'am, how to check if a person's alive or not as per the horoscope? Honestly, I have never encountered such a question, and मुझे इसका आंसर भी नहीं पता है. So that's something you should not think about. Why do you want to know that if someone is alive or not? Why would you see someone's chart like that? Okay, and I'll see Venus and Saturn in the 7th house of Pisces sign of Cancer ascendant, Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. Pisces sign of Cancer ascendant है, तो Pisces sign कैसे है 7th house में? In the 7th house of Pisces sign, that's a little confusing. Cancer ascendant का Pisces कैसे हो सकता है 7th house? Okay, Sanjay, you're asking something about Aquarius ascendant. Okay, Ketu in the 7th, and 7th Lord Sun in the 9th house conjunct Mercury in Vishakha. A very, very knowledgeable spouse. Very knowledgeable also, and very diverse also. What to expect from marriage? Sun debilitated in the 8th in Chitra. You said 7th Lord Sun is in this 9th house conjunct Mercury. Okay, Venus is debilitated in 8th house in Chitra. Okay, doesn't matter. Venus in 6th house, 8th house in Chitra means a very beautiful looking wife and a person who is an excellent calculator, who's a very, very creative individual, but will be very analytical in their approach. You see, there's a problem with Chitra nakshatra when it's towards the Mercury side. Although these people are, they'll fight for you if they love you, but because Chitra is about the protection, this Chitra is about the protectors. But the problem is that these people consider minute details and they go on a debate with that. Okay, so that's the problem. What happens with a debilitated Venus? towards the chitra side. So they are excellent debaters. So if they fight, they are going to put on so many valid arguments with you that you will not be able to speak, and that will be the irritating point for you. Okay, the another thing is your partner, your spouse is going to be a little bit controlling towards the finances and joint assets of the marriage, because she has that skill to manage in a certain way, manage finances in a certain way that it will grow. Okay, but yes, I would suggest you to get married late, because here we have debilitated Sun and we have debilitated Venus. So the seventh lord is also debilitated and Venus is also debilitated. So whenever we have these debilitated planets, it is always suggested to have a late marriage. Okay, guys, so that was all for today. I'll be coming live again, and I'm going to post when I'll come live on Instagram. So if you guys have not followed me on Instagram, please do that. You can find the link for my Instagram on any of my videos I would have mentioned in the introduction. Okay, so I'll intimate every one of you there that I'm coming live on YouTube, and I'll be coming live here now. Okay, take care everyone. Bye bye. Good night.